Hello, my name is Jani. Welcome to my channel. This is a cross-stitch channel where we talk about cross-stitch and fabrics and flosses, and sometimes I try to make a stitch with me. It's not easy. This is like the third time that I start recording, and I make mistakes in my stitching, and I have to frog, and yeah, great times. My name is Jani. Welcome to my channel. I am a Mexican stitcher, and I make videos about cross stitch. I make videos in Spanish and I make videos in English, and mainly I talk about cross stitch and stitch a little bit, or at least I try to stitch. I just finished recording my Spanish video, and all the part that I stitch, I have to frog because it was all wrong. So please have a little patience with me. I will try to make it right this time. I am stitching a design by Nora Corbett, Mirabilia. It's called Tree of Hope, and it's a beautiful design. I am changing. I just finished all the tree. I change many of the colors, and I'm using a really dark fabric that you can really tell but by the video, but it's a lovely blue color. And yeah, I was talking in my Spanish video about the Nashville market, and talking about the designs, the new releases, and all the experience, and watching videos about all that. It was so fun, and talking a little bit how this is a really traditional practice. Nashville has many years, making this market and putting together the designers and the owners of the needlework stores, and making these amazing connections and all of that. And it's wonderful, and we can have that chance of looking all those things through Flosstube videos. And I was also talking a little bit about how it's an amazing experience and a lovely tradition, but it's in my point of view, it's a really local tradition. It's mostly focused on the needlework stores in United States. And let me see what I am doing, because I don't want to make more mistakes. And even though it's amazing to have that connections and that experience, it's very limited, to those stores in particular. And I mean, we all love to have access to those stores and go and buy the patterns and the fabrics, but it's not possible. And we have to wait to make those purchases, and we have to spend uh, a lot of money in shipping cost and paying parcels and taxes, and it's not always easy. And the worst part is that many of those needlework stores doesn't have that electronical pages, or the internet sites where you could place an order and you can buy them, or and they are really very focused on local stitchers. And that's okay, that's great, but we are not living there. We unfortunately can't have access to all of those goodies, and we have to wait months and pay those extra charges. And yeah, it's really not fair. And of course we love to support the designers and even the stores, but if we can get those materials, because they don't have an internet site or an internet store where we can buy materials, we cannot support them, and it's I guess it's a process that slowly is going to happen. We don't want these stores to be closed, or to affect them. And I guess slowly they are going to shift to a different forms of connect with the customer. At least that's my hope. And because many designers or even shops make this electronical commerce, this e-commerce, and where you can support the designer or the store, and you can buy it, PDF charts, or even materials and fabrics and scissors and needles and flosses, but it's easier and it's cheaper and it's faster. And yeah, we need to make that kind of changes. And it's not just because we want to be included in this community. I'm speaking in a commercial way, having access to all these goodies, but it's also because it's going to have we're going to reach a time where those stores that doesn't have access through the internet, they are going to be left behind, in the commerce. And with this pandemic situation, and many people start stitching because they were locked up in their houses, and they can get out, and they start stitching, and they start getting products and fabric and charts from stores online that had that presence online, and designers that sold their charts online as PDFs. And it was easy to the new stitchers or to stitchers who return to cross stitch after a while because of the pandemic, and they found this access to all these materials and all these new things through the internet. And it's the way, I guess, we are going to be, shifting the we are going to, stitching. We are going to keep stitching, but sometimes we need to find a common ground for both parts. We as stitchers and customers, and the stores, you know, giving us the opportunity to support them, to getting the patterns and the fabrics and all the goodies that we need for our stitching in a more efficient way. I don't know. Perhaps I am just dreaming, but I don't know. I guess it's something that it has to happen. And also talking about all these, new stitchers, they are looking for modern designs, and modern ways to access to those designs, in PDF versions, and getting all these new patterns perhaps on Etsy. And many of those designs, at least for me, those are perhaps designs that I don't stitch, or I don't, particularly like. But this is, I guess, that's the beauty of all of this integration, that we don't need to be stitching the same designs. This community is so wide and so amazing that there are, designs for everyone. And perhaps the more classic designs, as Mirabilia or samplers, or the really established designers, they are going to keep selling their charts. But it's also important to keep in mind the taste of the new generation, and how they are looking for different things, and not just in the design aspect, but ways to access those design more easy. Oops, sorry. Faster, and it's a sign of the new times, I guess. And yeah, classical designs and traditional ways to access to patterns and to designs are going to be there. But the interesting thing will be to get close to those who want to access to those designs in different ways. It's like, for example, Nicola Parman with Hands Across the Sea. You can find in her site a PDF version of the charts, and you can also order printed version. So if you want to get the traditional printed and beautiful, by the way, pattern from Nicola, you can do it. Or if you want to get a PDF version, you can also get that. And that's the beauty of this. You don't have to substitute one thing for the other, because at the end it's only give different option for different stitchers. We are not in the same conditions. We live in different countries. We have different approaches to our stitching. In my case, for example, I love to make substitutions on my stitching and find materials that I have close to me or I can get in my local shops, and they are not intent to be used for cross stitch, but I can use them anyway. and I love to this is not right, and I love to get patterns, for example, for Mirabilias, and but each time it's getting a little difficult, and yeah, and we try to support the designer and the stores, but yeah, it's not always easy. And I think it's going to change. It's going to adapt to these new forms of commerce, because there are thousands of stitchers around the world who doesn't who don't live in United States, who doesn't it's a stitcher who doesn't have a needlework near them, who doesn't have access to those materials, only by internet. So yeah, that we want to to got all those things, and we only need a place to get them, to a online store, or and we are more than willing to support those stores. But yeah, it's like for example, there is not an official site for the needle for the Nashville Market, a site where you can find all the designs in one place, and you can order to the LNS the patterns. You have to wait for the releases, and there are new designers who we don't know. and we can really know them until they are on the stores. And perhaps if the needlework store doesn't sell those patterns, they are going to think that they are not good enough. I don't know. But if we don't know those new designers, it's not easy to support them. I don't know if I make myself clear, or I'm making any sense of what I'm trying to tell. But yeah, it's difficult. It's such an amazing community, and we have so many opportunities to get it better and bigger, and improve the community, and support the designers and the stores. And yeah, it's the idea. But yeah, it's a process. Sometimes I feel a little discouraged, because I want to stitch all the things and I want to get all the charts, but I cannot have access to them, and I have to wait and wait and wait, or spend much more money than I am comfortable spending. So yeah, it's not easy, but we will find a way. You'll see. And yeah, I guess I hope I didn't make any more mistakes, and I hope you can see a little bit of what I was stitching. I will continue, stitching these flowers, and they have this design have many details, a little bee here, and butterflies and flowers and beads. It's really nice. So yeah, that is my report for today, my little ladies, and the lovely tree of hope. And that's something that we honestly need a lot of. So yeah, thank you for being here with me while I was trying to stitch and to talk a little bit about this and that. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, stitch a lot, happy stitching, and I will see you in my next video.